What's up, guys? This is Megadan29, and today I have a chug in my face again. Today is a very special unboxing because it's probably the craziest thing that I have ever received. Long story short, because this is already going to be a long video. Robbie Anderson, a longtime friend of mine that I used to work with, hooked me up with some stuff. He always looks out for me. Robbie's one that's always, when it came to video games and he sees anything video games, he always gets a hold of me. And he's just always that dude that hooks you up, man, and keeps you in mind. And if somebody's into hunting stuff and he comes across hunting stuff, he'll get a hold of that person. And if somebody's into sports cards, he'll get a hold of that person. He does all these things. And basically, he knows I'm into video games because I worked with him for a long time. And, well, he hooked me up with some video games. And let's get right into this. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab this stuff and just kind of show you what it is. It's a big blue Sterilite tub. And I came home, and first it started off with, "Hey, Dan, I was in this house," and he has a situation going on, and he's like, "I found all these games. I know you like games. Do you want them or whatever?" And I was like, "Sure, dude, awesome." And he sent me like 6 Super Nintendo games or something like that. And I was like, "Awesome, man. Thanks a lot. I really appreciate it, you know." And that was about it. Well, all of a sudden, I had a tub show up at my house. And that's the thing. It didn't show up at my house. So Robbie meant to come here and say what's up to me and probably talk to me for a while. And then I was at work. So then Robbie actually dropped it off at the wrong house. So I gave him the address. And he dropped it off at my buddy Chris's house down the street. Because I came home and I'm looking for this tub and I'm going, "Where is it at? Like, what the heck?" He sent me a picture of it out on my porch, you know, he put it in the back. And I'm like, what the heck, man? I can't find it. How can I not see this big blue Sterilite tub? And I zoom in on the picture and I kind of examine it and I'm like, that's not my porch. So then I started looking and I'm walking down the street and I call Robbie immediately and I go, what color house did you deliver to? And it was different. And I was like, uh-oh. So then I started looking and I'm like, dude, I think you... He started describing the house and I'm like, bro, that's Chris's house. So it's really late. I got home late. And I'm like, what do I do here? You know what I mean? What do I do? So I text Chris. Of course, he's sleeping and everything. Doesn't wake. And he's like, well, damn, I was making all kinds of noise. So he had went in Chris's backyard. And he dragged this thing up these stairs and made all kinds of noise. And it was just really crazy that Chris did not know. So I was very quiet. Come on, get down, buddy. I went and I was very quiet. And I went in Chris's backyard because he didn't answer me. And I got it. Well, then Chris answers because I said, "Are you up?" And Chris texted me back once I got back home. And Chris is like, "Hey, man, everything okay?" And I'm like, yeah. So I explained it all to him. I'm like, bro, I had to go into your backyard. I felt so bad. Like, I just felt terrible doing it. But I didn't want to let that, like, sit outside all night. And I believe it was, like, going to rain that night for sure. And it had been raining. And so I was like, you know, I had to go get it. And I had no idea what was in this thing. So I'm like, he's like, oh, it's all good. He's like, man, that's crazy, though. Me and my wife were watching some movie where there was actually a person breaking into a house. So he's like, that would have been really spooky if I would have heard that while I was in the house. So we were sitting there laughing. I was like, oh my god, dude, that's crazy. He's like, yeah, it had to do with a home invasion and stuff. So that would have been crazy, dude. But anyways, I got the tub and that's how it got here. Well, then when I opened it up, this is just the craziest stuff I have ever gotten. So let's start with the Super Nintendo stuff that he told me. First, I opened it up, and some of the first things on here were Pac-Man 2, and I'm going to go kind of quick because there's so much. Super Mario World, Super Mario All-Stars, Street Fighter 2, Saturday Night Slam Masters, Slammage, Yoshi's Island, and then you got RBI Baseball 2, right? No, Super RBI Baseball, and Super Bomberman. So, that's the Super Nintendo games I got, and that was just the beginning. That was just the beginning. I open it up and there's some strategy guides in there. And you're going to see a common trend here very soon. These are a little beat up, but you have a strategy guide for Atelier Iris 2. I have no idea what that is. Final Fantasy X2. Final Fantasy XI. Or I should say IX. Dark Cloud. And Final Fantasy X10. And there was some strategy guides there, and I was like, cool, cool. And then some of this stuff was up on top. Golden Sun, a Game Boy Advance game. It's an RPG. Fire Emblem, The Sacred Stones, CIB. This is CIB. Everything's complete in box. And I say everything's complete in box because you're going to see a lot of shit here. A Final Fantasy Advance. Final Fantasy V Advance. Final Fantasy IV Advance. Another Final Fantasy IV Advance. And Final Fantasy 1 and 2. And it's called Dawn of Souls. All CIB. I've opened them up just to look at it. You don't see Game Boy Advance games CIB very often. So then here's some more stuff I got. Sega Dreamcast Smash Pack with some games on it. As Shinobi on there. Revenge Shinobi, Golden Axe, whole bunch of stuff. I didn't know Dreamcast even had any good games, so that's pretty crazy. There's a Game Shark, I guess. And then there's this blank CD. I am not sure what these are. Action replay things. And this one's for the GameCube. The Ultimate Game Enhancer for GameCube. I don't even know what that is. A lot of stuff I haven't got a chance to like really sit here and look at yet. Got Doom 3 on the Xbox One. Xbox 360. Pretty cool. CIB. Comes with the Doom poster. Pretty cool. Pretty cool, pretty cool. I got a random Transformer. Somebody thought to throw it in there, you know. I'm not sure how Robbie got all this stuff and what it came from and this and that. I got an old school G.I. Joe in the package. It's a little beat up, a little bit, a little dented in there and stuff. But it's there. It's there. And then check this out. Simpsons Bow Biters. Super cool. Super cool. I remember these. They had Mario ones. They had everything like that. So I thought that was pretty neat. GameCube controller. Black one. And there's more in here. Dude, there's so much here. Like, there's CIB Game Boy player, dude. The freaking Game Boy player where you can play Game Boy Advance on your GameCube. Super sick. Wanted this forever, dude. So when I seen that, I was like, oh my god, bro. I said, holy crap, I've wanted that for a long time. These two Game Genie books, and I have one of them because I have it CIB, but these ones are different. They're not the same. So I thought that was interesting. So one's definitely thicker than the other one. I'm assuming they would come out with revisions and they would add more games to it. And there was different ones, I'm assuming. So you have it with all the same games and then there's more. So, yeah. Weird. But super cool. I like it a lot. And then here's another one of those action replay things for GameCube. I'm not sure what they are. I gotta like read what this is. Cars. I think I actually have this game, which is crazy. Maybe I got rid of it though. I'm not sure. Race-O-Rama or some shit. I'm not even sure what that is. Caesar's Palace 2000. We're gonna get into really crazy stuff here soon. Let me get past this. This is just a big tote full of stuff. So, a couple of cleaners for Super Nintendo. This is an extension cord for the Super Nintendo controllers. Another action replay thing. Final Fantasy 12, I think. Yeah, Final Fantasy 12 loose. Here's a RFU adapter. That's kind of meh. Here's a random Xbox controller, but I thought it looked pretty cool. Pretty cool looking one. Apparently it's missing its back though, which kind of sucks. A PS2 controller. Never have too many of those, that's for sure. I play a lot of PS2. Here is a Super Nintendo controller. Here's randomness. A dog bone controller, which you don't find very often, for sure. And they're like $30 controllers. Another PS2 controller. I'm not going to take them out, but there are 4 PS1s in here. 4 of them. 4 PS1s. And there's also 4 PS2s. 4 PS2s and 4 PS1s. So you know what they look like. Sometimes it's easier to not take everything out of here. Here's a Nintendo Wii. And yes, all the cords and all the hookups are in here as well, but it's just pointless for me to take that out for you. Guitar Hero thing. This is what you'd put on like your DS. And you go like this and play Guitar Hero. It has some other games in here. A little thing of Game Boy Advance games. Astro Boy. Spider-Man. I guess I'm going quick through this. Prince of Persia on the DS. Finding Nemo on the Game Boy Advance. SpongeBob SquarePants. World of Zoo and Lego Battles. And don't worry, we're getting to the crazy stuff's coming. Don't worry. This is just the stuff up on top. This is just the stuff up on top. A silver GameCube controller, which is super sick, dude. I've wanted this for a long time. That's fucking badass. Dude, the Wavebird. I got a fucking Wavebird controller. Wanted one for a long time. See, the thing is with this tote is there's a lot of shit in here I really wanted. I've wanted it for a long time and just never pulled the trigger on it. So it's really cool. It took care of a lot of stuff. Here's a Rock Candy Xbox 360 controller. Here's kind of a cool, this is Super NES Cleaner. I like little weird things like this. Another one of those aftermarket cleaners you would buy. Pretty cool. Here's another aftermarket NES controller. Come on, Nugget. I gotta move these games. Hold on. Nuggy! Come on. He's trying to get up here. Come on. There you go. Uh-oh, you dropped your toy. There you go. There he goes. Alright, aftermarket NES controller. Maybe we'll have to play through some games with that, because we like to do that on the channel. A DS. Nintendo DS. With the Sims 3 in it. Sims 3. So we'll go ahead and throw that in this. Where's that bag of the Game Boy Advance games? I don't know. Shit. There it is. No, putting that in there. Sorry, guys. And then here we go. Let's get into these, dude. So this is a very special part of the video. Do you like RPGs? PS1 RPGs? Keep in mind, every single one of these I show you is complete in box. Complete. Nothing's cracked. Everything's perfect. Whoever had this stuff took ridiculously good care of it. Ridiculous. I mean, the CDs look like they've came out once. Seriously. So, Monster Rancher. I don't even know what some of these are either. Evolution 2. Legend of Mana. Like I said, these are freaking perfect looking, dude. I mean, ridiculous, dude. Ridiculous. None of them are cracked either. These were notorious for cracking. Monkey Hero. Looks like a 3D game. Vanguard Bandits. Front Mission 3. Monster Rancher Battle Card Episode 2. whatever the fuck that is. Grabbing more. It's gonna be a lot here. Final Fantasy VIII. Final Fantasy 11. Vandal Hearts. Xenogears. That one's got a little crack in it. Xenogears. Chrono Cross. Tactics Ogre. Hoshigami. Beyond the Beyond. Yes, these are all CIB. All of them, which is fucking rare. Super rare. A couple of memory cards. Tales of Destiny 2. Alundra 2. Final Fantasy Chronicles, which has Chrono Trigger and Final Fantasy... I'm bad with Roman numerals. Is that 6? I think it's 6. Suikoden 2. Breath of Fire 4. Oh, we're not done. Sayuki Journey West. Alundra. Cartia. Shadow Madness. Still going. Legend of Dragoon. Fucking PS1 had so many fucking RPGs, dude. It's ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. Final Fantasy 7. Breath of Fire 3. Oh, wait, there's more. There's fucking more. Guardians Crusade. Dragon Valor. Oh, here's Spyro. Star Ocean. Monopoly. Because, you know, you really want to play Monopoly. You can't play the board game. You got to play it on there. Persona 2. Legend of Legaia. Keep in mind, these are all CIB. Card games. Some random card games. Suikoden first one, I guess. Soyo Frontier. Some shit. And that might be it for the RPGs. Yep, no, there's one more in there. Soya Frontier 2. So yeah, a lot of them. Hold on, there's a couple more. And then there's a PS2 and a GameCube. Couple more here. Final Fantasy Tactics and Final Fantasy 3 on the DS. All right, before I show you like the last thing that's really cool, and you're gonna see how this collection came about and everything like that, I do want to keep in mind that there is 5 PS2s were in there, and did I say 4 or 5 PS1s? So keep that in mind. Also, I just put everything back in the box, and that probably wasn't smart, because there was also a PS Vita. I have a Vita, and it's the OLED one, so it's a pretty hefty one. It's a pretty big one, and I think it's in there. So I just didn't empty everything out completely, because it just makes a mess of the room, and it drives me nuts. So that there is a PS Vita in there as well. It's a black one. It's about this big. It's the OLED. I showed it to a friend of mine. He said it was a really good one. And I've never even played Vita. I've never had anything for it, so I know nothing about it. But the last thing that was in here was a whole bunch of papers. And you're like, oh, what the hell are those? Dude, do you remember back in the day when we would get on things like websites like Cheat Code Central and Game Facts and GameSpot and stuff like that. Those are just to name a few that I got on. This guy, this person, had vanilla folders. This is Wild Arms 3. Must have been a huge RPG player. And he would keep these in their respected folder, and he would print them out, and he would keep them in there. And he has a whole bunch here. And I thought something that was super interesting is when you would print a paper back then, a lot of times it would put the date that it was. That was just something that when you printed stuff out, that would do. So here he printed out something called Paladin's Quest for the Super Nintendo. And these are Game Genie codes. And he went to, I don't know what website, Video Game Strategies, I guess. But this was printed back in 2/27 of 2003. I was a junior in high school. Like, this is when I met Megan. That year, that's the year I met Megan, dude. And 2/27 might have been when I did meet her, like around the time. So it's really crazy. There's old stuff here. Here's 2002, man. Here's papers from 2002. This is from CGMSCCC, must have been a website. Yeah. CMGSCCC.com, Sony PlayStation, home of the Code Breaker. So I don't know what game. Grandia. These are codes for Grandia. He obviously used like some Game Genie codes or something. I don't know when he's screwing around. 9/18 of 2002. 9/18 of 2002. And he'd make them into like a book. Look at staple. He made it into like a book. And he has all kinds of stuff in here. And he actually got into Nintendo Power. I mean, he has these papers. They show all of, like, in this game, whatever it is, here's all the weapons and what they do. Their damage they do and everything. I mean, he printed all this stuff out. So this dude was freaking hardcore, for sure. And he has some of these things. Like, here's the Dragon Warrior. And this is in, like, perfect condition, dude. Dragon Warriors map. But you know what's even better about this and something I've been fucking looking for? Look at this shit. Fucking Super C poster, dude. Oh my god. I've been wanting this motherfucker so bad. I think this poster was either in issue 1 or 2 of Nintendo Power. And that's why I don't have it yet. So, dude, dope ass poster. I mean, and that thing's like clean as hell. So happy to have that. Here's another one that's pretty cool. And he got the map for Faxanadu. But on the other side, check out this freaking RoboCop poster, dude. Super sick. So that must have been for when the RoboCop game was coming out on the NES. Super sick. I mean, these are ones I wanted, man. These are freaking awesome. So yeah, there's just all kinds of stuff in here, though. It's so weird to this is Legaia 2. Look at this. I mean, he just had all this stuff printed out, man. I mean, he must have been going to like the library, or back in those days, your mom or dad be getting pissed as fuck at you for using all the ink in the fucking printer. So yeah, here's something here. Alchemy pot recipes. And this just shows all the stuff you could do in this fucking game. I mean, this is just crazy to see somebody else's adventures, you know? So, look at this stuff. Let's see what this is. Just some maps to a fucking... some RPG. He even has like little sticky notes where he put like where the platinum sword's at. I mean, this dude or girl or whatever was hard fucking core. Check this motherfucker out, dude. I haven't even seen this yet. Final Fantasy 11. Or was that 12? I'm sorry. 12. Look at this, dude. And on the back of it, it has like all this shit. Crazy, bro. Crazy. So it's just so cool to be in somebody else's like stuff here. Hopper guide. This is like a fucking cable, a satellite dish guide. Like, what the fuck is that? Yeah, you know I might get cable, so I'll see what's up. Here's Phantasy Star 2 map. And on the back here it has all these combat clothes and what they do, and the weapons and what they do. It's fucking nuts, dude. Here's a Willow with the iron sword. I've got this one. Yep. The map to Willow. See, he was getting them for the map. He was found. Look at this. He was obviously playing through Willow. He freaking stapled everything together. Here's the strategy guide to Willow. So he was obviously getting through that at one point. I mean, this is crazy, dude. He cut out all this stuff on Nintendo Power. It's just so weird to see. It's like I was telling I think I was telling Robbie. It's almost like kind of sad to see somebody else's stuff, dude, and they lost it or something, or they maybe moved on from it, but it's just kind of sad to see all their stuff, you know. Like, this is years and years of gaming. This is their journey, man, and they obviously cared because they had vanilla folders, everything was labeled, everything was stapled, and they spent a lot of freaking time doing it, man. And I'm sure all those PS1 games go with this, you know what I mean? And that's everything. So, dudes, that's everything. But this was the craziest thing I ever got. I went from getting a message from Robbie that I had these like 7 games or something, and I was like, oh, that's so nice of you, man. Thank you so much. And then he brings over this tub, and I'm like, no offense, like, what the hell did he give me? Like, I was kind of like, what the heck did you do, man? What the hell is this? And I was carrying this thing back, like, it was heavy as hell. And I was like, dude, what is in this? And I got up that night, or I got home that night, and I opened it up, and it was just craziness. I was like, whoa, what the hell? Everything from that dog bone controller to the Wave Bird to the silver GameCube controller, all the PS2s, all the PS1s. These games, I mean, it was just crazy, dude. It was overwhelming, and it was like it wouldn't stop. I was just like, dude, there's more, and there's more, and there's more. Like I told you, I missed the Vita. There's a PS Vita in there as well, and I haven't even played a Vita. So it's like this super nice mint one, dude. There's nothing wrong with it, and I'm just like, holy crap! Like, you barely even have to clean this stuff up, man. Like all these like CIB Final Fantasies and everything is just like, I'm opening them up, and inside of some of these, I won't do it now because I don't want to just keep opening them up, but they have like notes where he had like passwords, and he had like tips and how to fight this and how to fight that on these yellow papers. And it was like, this dude like really critiqued his stuff. This was insanity. So this was somebody's collection, man. It's like I said, a little bittersweet that I have it in my possession and that they don't have it, you know what I mean? But Robbie, dude, good looking. I don't even know what to say. I know I already talked to you on the phone and everything. I talked to him the next day, and I told him I didn't even know what to say. You know, I didn't even know what to say. I was just like, thank you so much, man. Like, this is the craziest thing I ever opened. It was so fun that night. It was on a Friday, too, and it was so nice to, like, open up something and just after work and enjoy it and be like, holy crap, look at this stuff. And it just goes, like, again, guys, so blessed. So blessed. Like, you guys are so awesome to me, man. Like, I don't want this to shade over anything else I've ever gotten. Like, it's just so cool how you guys like look out for me like that. Like, I'm just sitting there working. It was like Meg said. Meg was talking about the other night, and Meg's like, you just have people that just bring video games to your house. I said, I know. And I don't know why. But it's super cool, and I really appreciate it, because to be honest, I don't have time to go to all the Goodwills. I don't have time to go to all these thrift stores and stuff like that. I can't do it even if I wanted to. I can't. I literally don't have time. So when you guys send me stuff like this and everything, it's just super cool to like get to experience some type of like, whoa, what's this? And I open it up and it's something I didn't know was coming, and it's fun to open, and it's just crazy, man. Especially PS1 stuff. You don't usually find very good PS1 stuff. It's usually, when you find PS1 stuff, it's usually like sports and just super common stuff, and the jewel cases are all cracked and they're all beat up. People just didn't really care, you know. You'll open up the jewel case and it'll just completely come off and be two pieces. You know what I mean? Like, that's just the way it is. But like, to see everything in such a mint shape and everything, and games I'd never even heard of, was just crazy. You know what I mean? Just crazy and overwhelming. You know what I mean? But thank you so much, brother. And I just wanted to share this with you guys, and I hope you enjoyed it. But I'll talk to you later.